To get to Sunday, you have to make it through Friday first. That's the reality of pro golf. The second half isn't insured for anyone. Making the cut proves that you belong. Careers hang on the cut line, as do legacies. Even the legends remember the amount of that first paycheck.
This is the shot that means 20 grand, and down it goes.
For Jack Nicklaus, it was $33.33, a historic amount down to the hundredths. Tiger Woods' first check was little more than $2,500. A paltry sum compared to the millions that awaited him.
It went in!
But it was unforgettable, nonetheless. That's my money, he said. I earned this. Surviving the cut cannot be taken for granted by anyone.
Good afternoon and welcome to Cutline. It's Friday at Sea Island Golf Club at the RSM Classic. I'm Emma Carpenter, joined alongside two-time PGA Tour winner Matt Every. And Matt, on this show, we are zeroed in on the Friday, the heart of the push toward the Cutline. This is something new and special.
Emma, it's been a long time coming, and I'm pumped to be a part of it. Look, Friday is a massive part of the story on the PGA Tour, and it's been untold for a while. This show right here, we're going to zero in on the guys finishing late in the game on Friday. And look, a weird week to launch this show. I mean, careers are on the line as well, so it's going to be a lot of fun these next hour.
Let's take a look at our leaderboard in real time. What's going on? All the drama at Sea Island Golf Club. We got split tees, Matt. We have a split golf courses, the Seaside and the Plantation. And how about this number? How deep these guys are taking
It's insane. Lowest cut of the year, 7 under par. But let's, a name that jumps out right away for me on this leaderboard, Emma, is Beau Hossler. I mean, had to deliver today. 103rd on the FedExCup. Knows he knew he needed at least 5 under par to get the job done, and he gets it done. We'll actually, I believe we have footage of him getting up and down on the last hole. We'll take a peek of it. Yeah, this is left of 9 at the Plantation course. A fairly routine bunker shot, but all things considered, everything on the line, that's about as good as it gets there from Beau, and I guarantee you he's very relieved.
We'll be back with more coverage on... Oh, it's Beau Hossler live. He spoke to the media after the round in this clutch finish.
Honestly, the same as any week on a cut line, truthfully. Just knowing that it's going to take a lot more likely than just making the cut for me to finish in the top 100. So hopefully 7 under hangs in there. I think if not, it would be the lowest cut ever on the tour, if I'm not mistaken. A bit kind of tough, honestly, this week with it being just going to be an absolute shootout. No wind. Greens are very receptive, virtually no rough. So just knowing that it's more or less going to be a wedge and putting contest. And frankly, this week so far, I just haven't really gotten many putts. Maybe a couple putts early today, but just not many putts to go in. But feel like I'm playing all right. And like I said, I mean, on the weekend, I'm probably going to have to shoot, realistically like 12, 13, 14 under par. So hopefully I get the opportunity. But yeah, to answer your question, not really... Always nerve-wracking to try and make a cut, but just knowing that there's so much more needed, if that makes sense. Just trying to get the most I can today and hopefully build on it.
Well, I mean, he knows what he needs to do by the sounds, but I had a lot of work ahead. But look, first things first, he has a tee time on the weekend. Take a peek at a few more names here. Pearson Coody right on the bubble as well, just above the cut line. He's got a win to fall back on, so he'll be okay. Adam Hadwin, nice round today. How about Sam Ryder? Came into the week 120th on the FedEx, had to make this cut today, shot 5 under par, and here's how he finished the round.
Sam Ryder, the 9th, sitting at 124 in the FedExCup Fall points list. Now, this is a big putt, Matt.
Oh, massive putt there for Sam. I mean, again, chipping a chair on the weekend. You got to have a chance by making the cut. He does that there. Big stuff from Sam.
Well, let's hear what he had to say after this finish.
What's the feeling like when that puck goes in?
Relief. Yeah, I feel, still in scoring, I just feel like it's kind of a culmination of a lot of things, you know what I mean? And it doesn't really mean that much other than I'll probably be playing a couple more rounds this season. But just this game, it just gets, there's a lot of emotions and there's a lot of ups and downs. So at that point, you're just kind of like, you're just trying to focus on the task at hand, really. And then I think after the fact, you kind of start to really think about, all right, well, reset my goals for the weekend, see, I don't know what's going to happen for the remainder of the season or where the numbers fall, but it was obviously important for me to make the cut.
And what would...
Now, Matt, it's definitely fun listening to these players give those remarks after the round, and you know it all too well. You're no stranger to the cut line.
Yeah.
10-plus years of professional golf. When you hear the cut line, what comes to mind?
No stranger. He's saying I'm a hack.
I would never say that.
I mean,
Come on.
I get anxious when I hear it for sure. Every single one of these guys, they're in for a long day on Friday, especially if they've kind of put themselves behind the 8 ball. And a lot of it depends on your personality, on how you handle these things. These guys that kind of gravitate maybe a couple shots above the cut line, but are white knuckling the wheel 10-2, they might cost themselves a few shots heading into the weekend, kind of playing carefully. Vice versa the other way, say you're 2 back, pedal to the metal, and you pull it off. Heading into the weekend, even though you may finish at the same score, say you make the cut on the number, maybe make the cut by 1, that momentum heading into the weekend, whether it's positive or negative, could affect you in a big way.
And how about the guys who just woke up this morning knowing that they have lots to play for, so much at stake? Well, let's take a look, Matt. There are lots of players at the end of each and every year who seemingly lived on the cut line all season long. Let's see.
Well, let's take a peek. All right, here we go. Yeah, okay, so, wow, Brandt Snedeker hanging out on that list big time. That's about half the events he's played, Emma, where he's on it and missed the cut by 1. What does that tell me? I mean, look, Brandt's 44 years old. He's playing some good golf, but there's some scar tissue there in those hands for Brandt Snedeker. You don't want to be around this number. Same with like Mac Miser and Ricky Castillo. I mean, both these guys, rookies on the tour, but look at those numbers there, Emma. Mac only missed one cut by 1. Ricky 8. You flip them. I mean, we're looking at 2 totally different years there.
So interesting because it's the exact same amount of times that you're hovering just by 1 stroke on that cut line, but exactly flip-flopped in terms of converting and not converting. We got 2 young guys, both who put themselves in difficult position time and time again, but for a guy like Mac Meisner, that's 8 more paychecks. That's 8 more weekends of experience.
It is, and it's a big reason why he's, in the top 100 in the FedEx Cup, and Ricky isn't. But let me tell you something. If I'm Mac, I'm not proud of being on this list 9 times. I mean, Mac's clearly a good player. Yes, he's succeeded 8 times on getting through in the number, but we don't know how he got there. He could have backed up on that back nine on Friday to that cut number. Maybe he, kind of sacked up a little bit and made a couple of birdies coming in. But, the next couple of years of his career, you do not want to be sitting on that cut line 9 times. It's just not feasible, and it's not realistic to keep having those kind of results.
Well, and to many, you take a look at that list and you think, oh gosh, the amount of times you've been hovering right there around the cut line and you make it on the number, that's clutch, is it not?
It is clutch, but I mean, again, we don't have video of these guys hole-in birdie putts on the last hole to make the cut. I mean, I played a lot of golf out there, 200 some events in the high 200s. I only birdied the last hole 3 times to make the cut. So it's not an easy thing to do, Emma.
Well, Matt, each Friday on the PGA Tour brings heartbreak, but it also produces some of the best moments of the entire year. Let's take a look at some of the best cut line moments from the 2025 season.
The battle for the cut line is on. It presents its own unique drama each and every Friday on the PGA Tour.
A good line again.
Get the break.
We were sweating it out that back nine.
Yeah, baby! Let's go! Come on!
Just super pumped to get 2 more days. Love this course and want to see what we can do.
We'll be talking about him for many, many, many years to come. And what a way to do it. That is so cool.
The Clan family celebrating. Celebrate tonight, Luke Clan. You have a PGA Tour card.
It's a team game and a Clan family. Just an awesome scene greenside.
This literally is for a chance to keep his job. Oh, yes, sir, Will Gordon.
I'd need 0.6 FedExCup points to keep my job out here for the rest of the year. And I'm just thankful that I fought my tail off to the end.
Gordon second to the 17th.
This could have a big impact on that cut line, the way he finishes.
Oh, he hooked it. This cut line you speak of, Johnson?
He's inside it now.
This cut line you speak of, he's inside it. And Joe Highsmith, Brandt Snedeker, we talked about earlier, 2 guys who have won. Well, Joe Highsmith was the first since Brandt Snedeker winning after making the cut on the number. It just goes to show it is a prime example of how a single stroke on Friday can be life-changing, Matt.
You're darn right, Emma. And I mean, you know, Highsmith birdied his last hole on Friday to make that cut. If he doesn't make birdie, I mean, he's looking at a different schedule next year, that's for sure. Look, I don't think this is in the equation this week. We got Andrew Novak kind of distancing himself a little bit at 16 under par. And with the cut going to be around 7, it's that's a big hill to climb, but it's doable, and it just shows you how important it is to get your ticket for the weekend.
Sure thing. And you mentioned this a little bit earlier, Matt, when you talk about how you got there, how you made the cut.
Yeah.
Does that affect how you approach the weekend?
Well, a little bit. I mean, there's been times where I've, you know, in the back nine on a Friday, had my phone out, booking a flight, and then next thing you know, you make a few birdies coming in, and I'm free rolling on the weekend. You sleep great Friday. Saturday, what game plan? I'm just going to go out and shoot at every pin there is out there. And I have a feeling most guys this week that make the cut on the number, that they don't really have a choice, to be honest, Emma. I mean, you got to pedal down on the right side this weekend.
Especially when we talked about Bo Hostler, what he needs to do at the end of this week. And he said he has to go out this weekend and just make as many birdies as humanly possible. This week at the RSM, it makes it extra special and all the more reason to just give it all you got.
Yeah, and we'll take a peek at a few more other guys right on this cut line. 7 under currently is going to play the weekend. We got veteran Matt Kuchar right there. Ches Reavie. Boy, talk about a blast from the past. ASU great. Ben On, Mackenzie Hughes. A lot of big names coming in here. We'll be catching them in just a couple of minutes, finishing up their rounds. Austin Eckrow playing some good golf. Daniel Berger, haven't seen much of him, but also we'll have a weekend tee time. Harris English, local boy, haven't seen him all fall, and here we go. These guys at 6 under par, they might have got to Jacksonville International Airport in time to catch a flight out tonight, Emma. I mean, there's still time. Getting home Friday night, if you are going to miss the cut, is something every single one of these guys would like to do. But you know, that's a shocker. 6 under par, not making the cut on the PGA Tour. Coming into this week, I believe we only had one event that was at 6 under par. So this would be the lowest cut of the year if it sticks at 7.
I'll stick around. We have 2-time major champion Justin Thomas joining us to break down the massive stakes of the RSM Classic. Here's Garnett for par at the 9th.
Gotta have it, Emma. Gotta have it. 156 on the FedEx Cup. Whew. Deep breath.
Oh, that smile is well earned. Good afternoon and welcome to Cutline. It is Friday at Sea Island Golf Club at the RSM Classic, a day defined by pressure, momentum, and a razor-thin edge between who is playing the weekend and who is packing it up, who's climbing, who's grinding, who's weak, maybe even season is hanging on a single shot. Emma Carpenter joined by Matt Every. On the course with us, John McGinnis and Sean Martin. We have all of the storylines and all of the action at the finish this week, and there is lots at stake, Matt.
There sure is, Emma. Look, we got 4 studs right there on the bottom of the leaderboard. We're gonna get to watch come in, and look, you gotta have a ticket to the dance if you want to take down the trophy. Friday's an untold, it's really an untold part of the PGA Tour Cutline late in the day, and it is about time we get this show kicked off.
As we are pleased to welcome you inside the PGA Tour Studios. We're live. I'm Emma Carpenter, two-time PGA Tour Matt Every, PGA Tour winner, excuse me. And Matt, this show is something new and different. It's exciting.
It is. Look, I know it's going to be a hit amongst the players out there. All these guys, they love the cut line. It's almost a mental block that's placed there on Friday, and one I'm very familiar with, to be honest. We also have a guest joining us that I don't think is super familiar with that cut line. Are we welcoming in Justin Thomas? There he is. JT, what's up, dude?
How we doing, man? And hey, don't get me wrong, we are all familiar with the cut line. No matter who you are.
When's the last one you've sweated out?
Well, I'm fortunate it's nice once you get late enough in the season. You kind of have like a nice little 3-event streak there of no cuts. It's real nice. But I guess the event that I played before that would have been the Open Championship. That's probably the last one. Oh, no, Napa. Like the last event I played in, I had to stress it out.
Well, Justin, you have been real vocal all week about what is at stake this week at the RSM Classic. But firstly, you said you're tweeting from your recliner chair. How you feeling? How you doing over there?
I'm good. It's a whole lot of nothing. I feel good. It's a strange position to be in because the recovery, it's just nothing for 2 weeks. It's really just sitting for 30 minutes an hour, getting up, walk around my house, sit back down, do the same thing, icing. It's a pretty helpless feeling when your daughter looks down at you and wants you to pick you up and you just can't, and she's one and you can't explain to her why. So it's been tough, but my wife's been great and just reminded me, we'll get through it. Just think of a couple months from now. So a lot of TV watching and show watching, to say the least.
All right, well, let's get out and watch some golf here. We got Mackenzie Hughes here. Looks like that's the 9th, JT, at Seaside for birdie, 7 under par. What do you know about Mackenzie Hughes' golf game?
Yeah, I played Mackenzie a good bit. I think he's, he's someone who's, I feel like, going to play on tour for a really long time, but he's one of those guys that he can get so hot, it seems like. I think he probably, he would like to maybe play a little bit more consistently, but he's just someone that, he's going to have that, 3, 4, 5 wins, I feel like, in his career, because he has that capability and plays really well when he gets hot, kind of thing.
Well, here we're taking a look at Alex Smalley. This for Eagle. This is huge.
JT, when's the last time you eagled the last to jump the number in to out? Has that ever happened in your career?
It's so situational to very rarely get a par 5 finish, but man, it is wild. This is a tournament that's so crazy with how the scores are that in the position he's in there, he goes from not playing the weekend to losing quite a bit of money to it's his last event of the season to now he makes that eagle, and not only is he playing the weekend, but it gets bunched up like that. Like you have a chance. It's not a good chance, but you have a chance to win. So it's hard to explain.
Can we talk a little bit? I always thought this was a separator between like the really good guys on the tour and the kind of middle of the road guys. Let's just say you're inside the number by about 2 shots with 5 or 6 holes to go on Friday. Some guys are playing to get closer to the lead. Some guys are also death gripping that wheel, white knuckling at 10-2. How do you get away from those thoughts with the cut line kind of lurking and look forward?
You know, it's tough, and I think and Matt, I'm curious to hear what you think. I tell people, and I compare the nerves. It's for different reasons, but the nerves are things that I've felt trying to make a cut, or the pressure I put on myself trying to make a cut is a majority of the time more than the pressure of trying to win a golf tournament. Like, it's obviously so unbelievably different. And one comes with a lot better outcome than the other, but it's hard to explain just the level of importance and pride also for us. And I think when guys are playing better, when you get in that, I'm a couple ahead of the cut line, I have 5-6 holes left. It's not the, oh my God, I have a wedge in my hand, like I just can't make bogey here. It's playing very, very, it's realizing the situation of, for me, I know that I can make so many birdies and get hot on a weekend that I really need to make the cut to have a chance. And I feel like I have a chance to win the tournament. So it's situational of, okay, this is a birdie opportunity, I need to try to make birdie, versus if I'm in a position where I'm out of position and I'm in a spot, then we need to kind of be smart here, not make any big mistakes to make sure that we stay ahead of that cut line.
Now to the live golf, we got Kyle Cottom. He needs eagle here at 18. This is an important swing.
JT, this guy's got to be either a club pro or a Monday qualifier. This is a massive shot for him. I mean, eagle here, that'd be huge for a guy like Kyle.
Heck yeah, that is the definition of playing with house money right there. When you're a lot of Monday qualifiers, and especially club pro, you get in that, that's some life-changing stuff you can see happen.
Yeah, speaking of house money, Pearson Cootie, recent winner. See that FedEx Fall number 111. That's okay, but he's right on that cut line as well. Pretty good shot. When's the last time you've been around Seaside, JT?
I haven't been there in a while. I was fortunate to my whopping 2 years in college. We played SECs there, as you know, but it was always in April, and the course in April was incredible. You know, it played so much firmer and faster, more difficult, but I haven't played Seaside probably since my rookie year or my second year on tour. So it's I like it when the course can play a lot firmer and faster, and it feels like it's you know, you don't have a 7-under cut kind of situation.
Well, we got something entertaining right here. Ben On needed to 2-putt that to make the weekend, and he left that short quite a bit, which is a popular miss when nerves are showing up. Also, Ben can be a little shaky with the putter, so this 5-footer might be fun to watch here.
Yeah. And Justin, when you're out on the the golf course, and you mentioned kind of getting it rolling, getting those birdies, what really helps you find that momentum when you know that you need to get something started?
In terms of like on a Friday, or just for the week, or
on a Friday?
For which? It's funny. Like you get to some places, like I feel I've unfortunately I haven't played as well in the majors, especially the U.S. Open, as I'd like, and I've turned on Friday a couple times when it's very likely I'm going to miss the cut, as this is a big putt here.
Big putt.
Just to have a chance.
All
right, wow. That is a good feeling right there. Not the position you want to be in, but sorry to continue. It's almost like when you try less, more can happen, and it's kind of like Matt was saying, of when you get a shot ahead of the cut line and you have 5 or 6 holes left. Sometimes it's easy to just like, okay, I need to not make bogeys, and you're playing to not make bogeys, versus if I was playing this hole any other day in my life, I would be trying to make birdie in this situation. So why am I not doing that? And the better I'm playing, the more I'm in the how am I going to make birdie here kind of mode, and I just try to always just keep the gas pedal down and just make as many birdies as I possibly can.
And speaking of foot on the gas, we saw the swing from Kyle Cottom. Now the upcoming eagle putt to get himself inside that cut line.
Looks like he's got quite a bit of ground to cover here. Maybe outside 30, 35 feet. you know he's got to have a contingent out there, JT. Usually the local guys or the Monday qualifiers, they travel well. This would be a heck of a moment for the Cottom camp if this putt could fall.
For sure. It reminds me, you'll like this, Matt. In my rookie year, I played the Sony Open, and the tournament gets a pretty high contingency of Japanese players. Like they'll have some sponsor invites, and I had a Japanese player in my group, and he withdrew pretty late, and he was replaced by Steve Wheatcroft.
Oh.
So we're walking down the first hole, and there's a massive following that are there to watch these Japanese players, and we look over, he's like, these guys are so confused looking at me like, where what happened to the guy we were supposed to be?
Oh man, you put one on a tee for me there, but I'm gonna pass.
That reminds me, it is. Those local guys are, whether it's a qualifier or an exemption, they bring a lot of support to those events.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's great. Weedy.
Mm-hmm. But you didn't think you were going to hear that name today.
I didn't. Actually heard it last week. It's kind of a shocker. I bet they were disappointed.
Well, we just saw the much-needed two-putt from Ben on, and then now this lengthy eagle putt. How do you approach when you have a must-make as opposed to a must-make two-putt? Do you get a lot more aggressive with something like this?
I'll tell you, first thing I'm doing is I'm taking that pin out. I'm not putting with the pin in, but that's just me. I sometimes struggle putting in match play for that reason, because everybody says don't leave it short. You can't leave it short, but you need to putt however you putt.
Correct.
If you're an aggressive putter, hit it aggressively. But I am someone who likes to maybe have it roll 6 inches a foot past, so that's the speed that I need to hit it with.
I mean, that was a pretty tough make he had there. Quite a bit of swing in it.
Yeah, but I don't know how you were with that, Matt. If you had a putt, whether you had to make it or you maybe felt a little more pressure.
Yes.
It seems like so often you see guys that just blow it through the break because they feel like they have to hit it hard enough, kind of thing.
I agree, big time there. You got to putt how you putt. Once you start jamming that thing, it changes everything you've done the whole time. All right, Pearson Coody here on the cut line right now, looking for a little bit of insurance heading to the tough 18th.
Yeah, that's a good hole to have insurance on too. That is a tough. It can be a sneaky tough tee shot.
Yeah, it would, dude. The 18th in that SEC championship in April, when the wind's whipping off the left, I mean, that hole just totally changes. Some of these scores the guys are shooting this week just blows my mind around this golf course.
I am with you. Yeah, it is. It's so wild how different the course plays. I mean, I just remember on 16, like in the SECs, of how hard it was just to hold the fairway. Like you had to hit such a good shot to get over the hazard or penalty area, and then keep it either short of the bunker or running through the fairway. And then a hole like 18, when that wind gets whipping off the left, you had to land it over in the left side of the fairway because of how it would all kind of roll off the side. So it definitely changes the way, but it changes the way all courses play.
Back over to Cottom now. We talked about how sometimes you have that must make. You might just take it a little bit more aggressively than you normally would. Like you said, Justin, blow through the break. Now some work left for birdie to give himself just a little bit of hope to get to 6 if the line moves. Right now it's looking like it will likely be 7. How deep is that, Justin?
Yeah, he knows that, the putt he needed to make, he had already hit. It's kind of a, it's a strange place to be in, but you like to see him trying here and grinding it out. You don't want to either embarrass yourself or kind of get in the way of your playing competitors as well. And I mean, who knows? He's got a guy right there on his line. He could. There's a lot of factors that go into it. Versus, I think he knew that the damage was done, and probably confirmed it there by looking at the leaderboard. Unfortunately.
Yeah, it's almost impossible not to know. There's so many leaderboards out there, but it is cooler to tell your people that you missed the cut by 1 instead of 2.
It is.
You're right about that.
That is true. That one bad break you got sure seems like it's a big deal when you miss it by 1 versus 2.
All right, Justin, any of these names stick out to you? How about Harris English, first time back this fall, making the cut in his hometown?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great example of, someone who probably had some competitive rust and just kind of getting and making that cut, a place he's played a lot. I mean, there's no reason he can't go shoot, 12, 15 under this weekend and give himself a chance to win kind of thing.
Yeah, and there's the cut line right there. Look, it's steady at 7. It ain't going anywhere. Tough scene for the 6 unders. Short week for them at Sea Island. Hopefully they, like I said, it's about a 40-minute drive to Jacksonville International Airport, and there's a decent chance you can get a flight out this afternoon, which, JT, is important. If you're going to miss the cut, you kind of want to get out of town that day, right?
Yeah, late early is a good thing sometimes.
Yeah, it is.
Well, Justin, we want to thank you very much for joining us today on Cutline. This is our very first show. Really, really grateful for your time.
Yeah, no, of course. I'm glad this is becoming a thing. And yeah, I think a lot of us players will attest of how important making a cut is to us and how just how important it is. I mean, not just for our pride, but what it means for us financially for the week, having a chance to win a golf tournament. I mean, I've won tournaments that I've been around the cut line on the back 9 of my Friday round. So it's a huge deal, not only week to week, but once you get over the course of the season, it can be the difference of keeping your job or losing it. So I'm glad you guys are highlighting it.
All right, dude. Thanks. Hey, good luck with the Skins game. We'll be watching.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys. Thank y'all.
All right, see ya. All right, it's good stuff there from JT. What'd you think?
I know. I mean, how about that? You said guy who hasn't spent a lot of his career right around the cut line, but right away he said, I know this feeling all too well.
That's the guy that watches a lot of golf, too. When he's not golfing, he's watching it. He reminds me a lot of Billy Horschel a little bit, which he probably won't like me saying that, but these guys, they're not only are they good golfers, they love the game. I mean, it's part of it. I mean, JT's probably watching his buddies right now. He just hung up with us. I guarantee he's watching some of these guys come in. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, when you were playing lots out on tour, did you like to watch the weeks that you weren't playing?
No, not at all. Not at all. Get away. Okay, Ben Martin here. These are there's some steady hands there, that Ben Martin. He can handle that. Good stuff from him. He'll be playing the weekend. I had my first win with Ben Martin. I played the last round with him. First time I won. He's a great dude. Good to see him making the weekend. It's important to him to make this weekend. Outside the number, looking in, and every cut matters to these guys.
And Matt, you mentioned steady hands. We talk about the emotion. We talk about what's going through your head. How about physically, when it's really coming down to the wire, down the stretch, you know what is at stake? What are you starting to feel?
Whenever I kind of found myself looking forward a little bit, and most guys have this out there where they'll have like a go-to thing, whether it's getting a snack out of their bag, getting the water bottle out of the bag. I would do that quite a bit. I would also lean on my caddy a little. I feel like most of the guys out there have pretty good relationships with their caddies, and they know when you're locking up a little bit or getting nervous or maybe moving a little too quick, and they can step in. So everyone's a little different, but there are ways to kind of get around it.
Well, here is Harrison Endicott. This is his second at 18.
Well, this ain't
18th.
This ain't good here. He needs to make par. This is the toughest finisher out of the 4 finishing holes between the 2 courses. The 9th on the Plantation's far and away the toughest. Heck of a shot there from Harrison. Come on, baby.
Come on. Wow.
I think he can handle a 2-putt from there. What do you think?
I think so.
Yeah?
He's got that buffer.
I hope so.
Well, Matt, it's something I want to hear from you. I said you were no stranger to the cut line, and you accused me of calling you a hack. But why don't you tell us your best missed cut story?
My best missed cut story. It's interesting. You remember your bad ones. You don't remember the good ones. We'll peek in here on Pearson as I tell this. My best missed cut story. So the one I gassed the most, I would say San Antonio one year. The last hole 18, there's a creek that runs through the fairway. Anyways, I needed to make I wasn't even thinking about the cut. I needed to make bogey to make the cut, which was not a big deal. It's a par 5.
Oh, no.
And I proceeded to make double with no penalty shots to miss the cut by 1. The hotel that I was staying in is on site there. It's the JW Marriott, right next door to the 18th green. My caddy was staying in the room next to me. We had balconies outside, conjoining balconies, and we were going to have a little powwow after the round to just sort things out, you know? So we meet on the balconies, and overnight, these wasps had built a nest right above my thing. I open the door and get stung in the head by a bunch of wasps, like 15 minutes after doubling the last hole to miss the cut by 1.
Oh
my God.
Kicking somebody while they're
so
down.
bad.
It hurts so bad. What hurt more, your heart or your head?
My ego was hurting.
The ego is what really got you?
My head was burning. I mean,
gosh, we're just getting all of the feelings. Oh my gosh. Well, at least you weren't thinking about missing the cut. I mean, you didn't want to be thinking on the 18th tee, like, all I have to do is just make bogey or better.
All right, well, we got 3 guys right now that are on the cut line, currently inside, that we will see coming up. We saw Harrison just stiff that out of the rough. Adrian Dumont-Chassart also on his way in, finishing on Seaside on the front 9, 2 fairly easy par 4, so he should be okay. Peter Nade, okay, this is a local guy here at Sea Island, I believe a Monday qualifier. Finishing on Seaside, again, 8 and 9, same group as that other guy I was just talking about. But he's going to have to make a birdie coming in. It's doable, though, Emma. I mean, 8 is a hybrid wedge, receptive greens. I mean, it's pretty much target practice. 9, he's going to have a, worst case, a 9-iron in. So he's going to have 2 looks coming in, but that's going to be where our drama is this Friday right now, it looks like.
And lots of drama unfolding all at once with these split tees in 2 courses.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
a unique week.
Yeah.
And for sure, I mean, we don't have different waves this week. Everyone kind of finishes at the same time. As Emma said, 2 different courses. Historic, usually in a normal tour event, this afternoon wave, I mean, you've got a wave of guys finish in the morning that are kicking back, refreshing their phones, seeing if they're hanging around this week or not. But this week's almost like you just rip the Band-Aid off. Everyone finishes kind of at the same time.
And this is the exact position that you want to put yourself in if you're Harrison Endicott. You're sitting on the cut line on the number, but you give yourself a birdie look to give yourself an even bigger cushion.
Yeah.
So, I mean, 2-putt will likely get it done here, but if he can roll this in, that would be very nice.
Well, he's already kind of done the hard part. He was out of position off the tee. If he was going to be scrambling, he'd have a wedge in his hand right now. Honestly, Emma, with this ball sitting in there about 10 feet, if I'm Harrison, I'm not even thinking about the cut anymore. I'm trying to get closer to that lead. Like, we already did the hard part on this hole, and that was the approach shot. We're here now. He's not going to 3-putt this at all this year if he had this putt on every hole. Flat putt, greens that are running about 11 or 12, which are pretty standard for the tour. This one's not going to get away from him. I'm looking at making this one here.
And this is exactly what you made mention to earlier when you said if you are giving away a couple of shots because you're on 10 and 2, then on the weekend you gave away a couple of shots. So if you're not thinking about the cut anymore, you roll this in, you are 1 shot closer to maybe getting yourself into contention come Sunday.
He didn't listen. Nice looking putt, though. You should handle that one there. He needs it. I mean, he needed to make this cut. 208 on the FedExCup. It's the struggle bus this year for Harrison. But we're ending on a bright note.
Always good. 1 less is always better than 1 more.
Yeah.
And here is Pearson Coody. We saw him in on 17, now on 18.
Yeah, he needs a 2-putt to make the weekend. This is no gimme 2-putt either. You see those green changes he's going through? That kind of dark patch, then light, then dark. It also runs away from him after this. This is clearly all about speed. We saw Ben on leave this thing short. It might be a little slow, but also when nerves creep in, you start to leave these things short.
And we saw a lot of those players who have been around the cut living there all season. Ooh, how about that run? Pearson Coody, 4 times this season, he has made the cut on the number. 1 time he missed the cut by 1 shot, and put himself right there here again this week at the RSM.
He's done a killer job this year. I mean, he's got a win under his belt, and that's really all that matters for a young kid like him. He's playing with house money. and definitely his best stuff ahead of him out here on the PGA Tour. And I lied to you. Cootie hasn't won on tour.
Well, our leaderboard, like we said, with 4 finishing holes happening all at once, it is really organized chaos out there in Sea Island.
Oh, look, how about these guys today? Brandt Snedeker, another, we saw 13 times around the number, not around the number now, made it by 2. Really good stuff from him.
And Matt, how does that differ when you look at a lot of the numbers that these guys are firing out there today? Sometimes when you see golf courses that are playing a lot more difficult, a lot of the same numbers, but a guy could have shot 1 under par yesterday, 7 under today, like William Mao, to get himself in that position.
It's all, when you get on these courses that are shootouts, it comes down to the putter. I mean, I saw, coming in today, I saw Andrew Novak miss 2 5 or 6 footers out there, and he's leading the golf tournament. So it all comes down to putting.
Adam had one as well with the 64 on day 2. He spoke to the media after his round today. Let's see what he had to say about bouncing back on Friday.
Well, I've had a lot of experience this year. I was definitely nervous coming in. It got a little sloppy last 3 or 4 holes or so, but yeah, I just obviously, like, I got to finish top 2 here to get inside the top 100. And every point matters. Every point counts. It's, an extra guy that I can jump ahead of if I do end up with non-exempt status, that maybe it's one more tournament that I get into. So, it was just an important day to give myself 2 more days, give myself 2 more chances. So, like I said, it was a little sloppy coming in. I wish I had hit a few more quality golf shots, but I'll live to see another day.
Could you describe the up and down on the final hole and your feelings over that?
Yeah. I didn't hit a great 6-iron, kind of semi-short-sided. Putted it through the, under normal conditions, I feel like it's a fairly straightforward, and I probably chipped that like 90% of the time, but given what was going on, take any sort of nerves out of the equation, and the putt came off great. I thought I hit it way too hard, honestly. I thought it was 6-7 feet by, but really slowed up at the end and left me with a pretty nondescript 2-footer to finish.
And what does it mean to have a chance on the weekend? Obviously, you need to go pretty low, but you have a chance.
Yeah, you look at the leaderboard of 17, 18. I don't know what Andrew finished, but they're mid double digits right now, and I'm at 7. So, as far as I'm concerned, I'm 7 to 9 shots back of where I need to be, and so I got to make up 4 or 5 shots a day over the next 2. It was nice. I played better, made some putts today, so I'm gonna have to, hit a few close and make a few this weekend.
He knows what he needs to do. Hadwin does. It's crazy. These guys, they step up to the plate. They wait till the last second at the end of the year, though. Needed 7 under today to make the weekend, and he does it. But you could almost hear the defeat in his voice. He knows that hill he has to climb, and who knows, maybe he put so much pressure on making the cut this week, or if he wasn't even thinking about it, he could be a little closer to the lead, but a big hill to climb for Adam Hadwin this weekend.
Well, it's a little bit of the classic, if you shoot for the moon, you're still in the stars, right?
Yeah, you got to run through the finish line, and it's really not even a finish line. It's just this like mental hurdle that we've placed in the middle of a golf tournament.
And here is our projected cut, who is right on top of it and who is just 1 outside of it currently. It is not looking like 6 under will get it done.
No chance. Yep, past champ Camilo Villegas going to be packing his bags. More guys missing the cut. Let me tell you, Danny Walker, big time miscut for him. 97th, I believe, on the FedEx coming into this week. He was hovering around the number all day, but a big miss for him. He's going to be a nervous watcher this week.
And gosh, you mentioned it too, Matt, with how gettable this golf course is playing. Look at the amount of guys this week who missed the cut by just 1 shot.
Yeah, it's a pretty bunched leaderboard. It's almost tough to play bad here. It's about as easy as it gets for these guys. There's Torbjorn Olsen, and we'll listen into what he said after the round.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, scoring conditions, I didn't play that great, but shot 5 under yesterday, which was a good score, and I knew today I had to go pretty low. The scoring is very good. The conditions are perfect, right? The greens are soft and not much wind, so yeah, obviously, I'd say yeah, definitely the last 9 holes. You know, I knew 7 under was probably good enough. So yeah, I was trying hard, and it just didn't happen.
How would you describe kind of your season so far and how you feel about your kind of position? Have you followed kind of where you stand on the FedEx Cup into this week?
Yeah, obviously. I mean, you get a message every week, so it's impossible not to follow. Yeah, I knew probably had to have a decent week this week, which unfortunately I didn't. I feel like I've tried a lot the last 3-4 months. Played a lot of golf, and tried my best, you know, to get as many points. I feel like I've been in some really good positions. Haven't quite finished it off. I felt like I've had the opportunities to do it, and yeah, just didn't take advantage of it. And yeah, today is obviously it's an annoying way to finish the year off. I felt like there's been lots of positive in the year, but that's obviously a little bit difficult to see right now. But yeah, I look forward to get home. I've been away for a long time to see my kids and wife. So yeah.
Great dude, that Torbjorn Olsen. I used to run with him back in the day, it must have been 10 plus years ago. All right, these guys, they're on the safe side heading into the weekend. Davis Thompson, local guy. Mac Meisner, we've talked about him a little bit. And what do you know about John Pak?
John Pak, well, with the 5 under par today, 67, that gets him comfortably inside the cut line. And on the ground with us, Sean Martin is with John Pak.
I was staying pretty calm. I knew I was on or around the number, and I kind of just kept going with my game plan. Just hit a lot of fairways, a lot of greens, and thankfully I had a couple putts to fall there on 14 and 17, so that was nice.
You said you like the idea of the show because people don't know how stressful it is trying to make cuts. Tell us how stressful it is.
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, a lot of guys are playing for the livelihood and a chance to make a run on the weekend, and you know, if you're not on the weekend, your tournament's over. So when you're on that number on, you know, the last 3 holes, it's pretty nervous. So it's a different feeling. It's obviously not the same as leading a tournament, but you're still very nervous out there.
And you're on to the weekend now. What's most satisfying about how you handled being on the cut line today?
I would just say just playing my game and not doing anything different. That's just kind of how I always approach golf, is just one shot at a time and, you know, stick to the same process.
And philosophy for the weekend, hoping to make a big move on the FedExCup Fall points list, I've got to think. Do you just let it rain free?
Yeah, I mean, I got nothing to lose at this point. I'm just going to go out there and try to shoot the lowest number I can and just stick to my process.
Perfect. Well, great finish today and great playing. Thanks, Sean.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yep.
All good? Thanks, guys.
All great.
Here we have Adrian Dumont de Chassart needs birdie on his 18th.
Yeah, needs to find the fairway. First things first. There's a bunker over there. It's going to be close. You know, I want to go back to what John Pak was saying real quick as we take a peek at Adrian's scorecard. Ooh, leaking some oil on the way in, Emma. That is not good news for ADC. John Pak, he brought up a good point about what's so cool about the show. Everyone on the PGA Tour is, put it this way, nobody is immune to sweating the pressure of a cut line, okay? But the pressure of winning, there's a lot of guys out here who have no clue what the pressure of winning is like because they're not really around that number a lot. You know, JT brought it up earlier. He's like, I'd like to get your opinion on it, but I've only been around it a handful of times too. But these guys, you know, it's almost week in and week out they're sweating this cut. It's a massive, massive part of the story out here on the PGA Tour.
Especially when you do look at that back 9 and you say how gettable this golf course is playing. Now, we saw Pearson Coody finish in on 17 and 18 It was the 1 under par to keep him at 7 under par, which looks like it'll be on the number. He's down with our very own John McGinnis.
Great 2-putt there on the last. Did you know that you needed a 2-putt?
Yeah, I did. I hadn't thought much about the cut line all day. 3-putted on 16 to all of a sudden be at that number, and yeah, I knew I needed a nice slag putt there on 18.
You've been playing well this fall. What's been going well? What's different? What do you need to have happen?
Yeah, I've been driving it really well. I've been putting myself in a lot of opportunities with a lot of wedges. You know, knock on wood, I haven't been taking penalty shots, so I've just been in just such a good spot off the tee. Strokes putting and unfortunately several strokes at a time. So, you know, I really need to make a big swing with the putter this weekend to hopefully have a chance to top 10 and back my way into that top 100 number. But I still am free rolling this weekend, and it's good to play 2 more days here.
You said something a few minutes ago. You said you got everything to gain and nothing to lose. How do you maintain that attitude?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's certainly the first time in my career that I've been able to say that. So, or at least on the PGA Tour. So, yeah, I'm playing with, I guess, some free reps and trying to get better for next year, and hopefully I can keep that momentum and that mindset for next year.
One last thing, Pearson. Did you ever think that you'd say, I shot 7 under and made the cut on the number?
Some courses, yeah, but not at Sea Island. It's a shock. But I mean, I don't think it's blown over 5 miles per hour, and these greens are as good as they get on tour.
Well, putt happy this weekend then.
I'm gonna try my best. That's for sure.
Thanks, Pearson. Guys.
Putt happy. I haven't heard that one before, Emma.
I love it. Thanks, John, and to Pearson Coody. Now, Matt, I love getting to hear from these guys after this round. And it's like you said, some are feeling deflated and some are feeling some hope and some excitement heading into the weekend and what it means and where their game is at. Like, how different is it for every single player who made it on the number?
It's different for sure. I mean, you could hear right there's a little bit of relief from Coody, and in all their voices you can hear relief. But it kind of just depends how you back into the number. I mean, guys get there different ways. Pearson had nothing going on all day and basically just coasted into 7, so he might not be super thrilled with going into the weekend. But this is where the drama is right now. Okay, Dumont de Chessart needs a birdie here. He's 3 over par on this 9 holes. I mean, he was in the middle of this golf tournament, Emma, making the turn, and now he might not be here this weekend. I'm gonna tell you right now, he's not gonna be here this weekend.
Wow. And Peter Nade, his playing partner, also needs birdie.
Yeah, local guy too, Peter Nade. I was actually with Peter last week in the Bahamas playing an event, and he was having a good time. Good to see him playing well this week, but man, a 3 would go a long ways for him here, Emma. Good angle from the fairway. Ugh, wrong club. Had to look good in the air, but wrong stick.
And it is really just, it comes down to the wire, Matt. Over 20 guys right now at 6 under par.
That's nuts.
Vast majority of them have finished. Will be just 1 shot out. For the guys who are coming into the last hole knowing they need birdie, what are they thinking?
Well, I mean, Chessart, there's not a very good chance he's going to make this chip shot. I'm going to say it's under 1%, maybe under 0.5%. Peter's got to be pretty disappointed with that iron shot. There's no wind out there. You're playing good golf. It's a no-brainer about the decision. You have to be aggressive, and to come up that far short, he's got to be deflated a little bit, but he's still got a realistic chance. He probably plays here quite a bit, being local. But they got to be feeling defeat. Things for ADC got to be moving pretty fast right now. We're peeking in at Frankie right here. This one's kind of irrelevant. He might be away, but here we go. Final hole score to make the cut of the number. Since they've gone to 2 courses here, Emma, with the rotation. Eagles, obviously, we saw Alex Smalley make an eagle to jump that cut number, and that's situational, but we need 2 guys to get their 40th birdie here. What do you think?
I mean, it's doable, right? Crazier things have happened.
It's doable for Peter Nade.
Well, I mean, you never say never. For Adrian Dumont de Chessart, we're going to get a look at it right here. And to think that he was right in the hunt of this golf tournament.
I'm
and
telling you.
Now he needs to hold this to play tomorrow.
Well, let's just think about it. He's made the turn at 9 under par. If he shoots 3 under par on this side, yeah, nice effort. But if he shoots 3 under par on this side, he's at 12 under par and tied for 7th place. And instead, he's going to be catching a flight out of Jacksonville International Airport tomorrow morning.
Now, at what point, Matt, you said that you come down and you book that flight. Hopefully, you know, the time that you mentioned, you
It's
booked
different.
a
It's when you're kind of, well, it's a good problem to have. I mean, if you have to, if you have to cancel your flight late, that's okay. But let's talk about Peter here. He's made, I think he's only played 1 event this year, and he's actually made that cut on the number. He's a nice player. He's one of the best one of the best players, I would say, that's not like on a major tour, like heavy in the Korn Ferry or PGA Tour. Right now, he's got to just dial it in, focus as much as he can. You can kind of see he's in his own zone right there. Get lost in this putt. I mean, get as lost in it as you can. You're not in a hurry here at all. He is the last group on the course. He's dealing with a bit of a green change. There's 2 things here that I'm focused on. It's gonna sound so stupid, Emma, but it's line and speed, because those are the only 2 things that matter when you're putting. And I just want to make sure no stone is unturned on both of those fronts here if I'm Peter. Now look, we're looking at about a 40-footer here. The chances of making this aren't great, but it's doable.
It is doable. This to go 2 for 2 in cuts made on the PGA Tour. He went 10 for 38 this season and cuts made on the Korn Ferry Tour. So he has been in both positions.
Yeah, just outside 45 feet here. I mean, first things first, you got to get this one to the hole.
Got it there, Matt.
Yeah, it's a good effort. I mean, good effort. The mistake, who knows where the big mistake was made, you know, on the back 9, maybe Emma, where he could have picked up a shot easier. But on this hole, the mistake was made from the fairway. I mean, it's a pretty big shot to come up that far short on. He's got it right now. He's just, he's defeated right now, Emma. I mean, he's in that putt for ADC too. It doesn't even matter at this point for both of these guys. They don't even want to hit these shots. You've been grinding on it all day around the number, especially Peter. And it's deflating. It is. You're thinking about tonight. You're thinking about, what am I going to go say to my family after? Like, I know my wife or my mom's probably going to want to hug me after, and I'm going to hug them too, but I wish I could hug them and it was a happy hug. You know, there's just so many things. You want to be here another 2 days. I mean, everyone does. Nobody wants to pack up home and go early, and it's a gut punch to get this close to the number and then miss. Sometimes you'd almost rather miss it by 5 or 6, Emma, than right on the number. All right.
Went ahead and cleaned that up, tapped that in, and that will be the end of the week for Dumont de Chassart and for Nade coming down the last hole, needed birdie. Here's Frankie Sapin in the 3rd. Well, Matt, that all but does it for Friday at the RSM Classic. That's right. It was that 7 under par. That was the magic number of the day. 20-plus players today, short by just 1 stroke. Let's take a look.
Yeah, let's take a peek. I mean, that 20-plus number you mentioned is crazy, because I think we're going to have about 71 or 2 guys make the weekend at 7 under par. Look, these guys are good, kids. If you're debating on staying at school or not, I recommend staying in school. It's not getting any easier out here. Like we said, Harris English, Brendan Valdez just out of school, 7 under par total out of Auburn University, making a cut. Bo Hostler, 103 on the FedExCup Fall standings, had to make the cut. Gets it done today with a 5 under. Big time stuff from Bo Hostler. And here's some guys that didn't make it past champ Camilo Villegas, past champ Robert Streb, also missing the cut. Everybody's favorite Scotsman, Martin Laird, packing it up early. He'll be going home to Arizona. Brian Harmon, short drive home for him as well. Sahith Theegala continues to struggle a little bit. Blades Brown, looking for that name next year. He's gonna be making a lot of cuts. This was a lot of fun though, Emma. I'm pumped we got to do this.
Matt, was there anything that surprised you today? Our very first show on Cutline, and we did it at the RSM Classic when there was so much at stake.
It's, look, a weird week to do it with 2 courses going on and kind of that FedExCup Fall bubble as well. But this show carries weight any week. I mean, it is, and Sony next year, the Cutline is going to be a massive story if these guys miss it. It's a huge part of the PGA Tour, and I'm pumped to be telling the story.
Well, all the players who clutched up today onto the weekend, Emma Carpenter, Matt Every, John McGinnis, Sean Martin with us on the ground. Thank you very much for tuning in. This is Cutline.